All right, so we are back, and I am thrilled to be talking with Christopher Shaw once again about my personal experience with his, retreats and plant medicines, earth medicines, all of this that I honestly didn't have any understanding or knowledge of previous. I mean, I'd heard of it, but I didn't really know that much about it, and I certainly didn't have the experience of going through such a ceremony. So, Christopher, thank you so much for joining me again today to talk about specifically this frog paste called Kambo. Tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me back on. I'm excited to talk about your combo ceremony. So first off, combo comes from a little green Amazonian tree frog. It's just a little itsy bitsy tree frog, a beautiful frog, a beautiful earth medicine that is not a psychedelic. However, it secretes a serum that is changing people's lives, that is eradicating disease, that is healing our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. And it's just really incredible. So the secretion that the combo makes or produces, the combo frog, is made up of 9 peptides. And those peptides work synergistically to treat the body of whatever needs to be treated. It's an intuitive medicine. It's applied on the body through different points, which we call gates. We open up a gate, which is a very small circle, the size of an incense stick. And what we do is we do a slight burn. It's kind of like a rug burn, though. It just takes off the very top layer of skin so that the medicine, which I mix into like a gel, can be applied to the gate. And we apply the medicine to the gate, and then the medicine goes into the lymphatic system, then moves into the cardiovascular system, and then treats what it knows to treat in your body. It's beautiful how it works. It is a purgative, so you do purge with the combo, which is a beautiful healing part of the combo medicine. There are a few things just to know, because I know when I say that to people, they're often like, "Oh, I don't want to throw up. That's so gross." I'm like, "Well, here's the thing. You don't eat dinner the night before. And the morning of that you do combo, we do combo first thing in the morning so you don't have to starve yourself all day. You don't really have anything to drink or eat in the morning of your combo ceremony, except right before your ceremony, in which one of Dale's favorite parts was like, here we go, here's the water. And it's like maybe, I don't know, about 2 liters of water, or a liter and a half of water, you kind of have to chug in about 10 minutes or less. And then once that's done, you kind of want to throw up because you're feeling so bloated, right, Dale? With all that water in your
Yes.
belly, you're just like, out of me. And we apply the combo, and then the combo works its magic. And generally, there's a purge, and not only are you purging the toxins in your body, but you're purging the trauma that's stored muscularly. There's a great book called The Body Keeps a Score about trauma being stored in the body, and it's true. We store all of our emotions and our trauma in our body, and that's what causes disease, right? And so the combo is beautiful because it's not only a physical, physiological purge, but you're purging emotions, you're purging trauma, you're purging whatever your body needs to let go of so that you can take yourself to the next level. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. People are curing themselves. Notice what I said. People are curing themselves with the help of combo of all kinds of diseases, diseases that Western medicine would tell us that there are no cures for. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful earth medicine.
Yeah.
So I would love for you to tell our viewers a little bit about your combo experiences. But before we dive into like the first time, what are some things that you would like your viewers to know before they embark upon a combo healing that maybe you didn't know that you wish you had known?
Yeah, and that's very much the genesis of the book that I'm producing right now, which is called Antiseptic Moron, White Dude's Guide to Indigenous Sacred Earth and Plant Medicines. And it's because of this that I really wanted to relay to especially other white Westerners the process leading up to it, what to expect, what it's like. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to talk about this because it is really unknown. Certainly it was to me in terms of what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to make me feel weird or if it was going to have any hallucinogenic properties to it. I just didn't know. And so, like, the first part of drinking the water is actually the hardest because you're just chugging and chugging and chugging water to fill your system up to be ready for this. That's the hardest part. If you can chug water, I had this container about this big that we filled twice. And once I got two of those down, then we could start with applying the gates. And the gates are, yeah, just a little burn, just and it takes the top layer of skin off. Depending on where it is on the body, it can be more or less sensitive. Like the first time, I didn't hardly feel it at all. But when it was happening, like in my lower back, I was very sensitive, and so you just kind of like lean into it and go, okay, it's just the tiniest half a second where you get this little tiny burn, and then removing the skin was, I mean, nothing. I didn't even feel it. So once the thing is applied, like that was the part I didn't know. Once it's applied, like what's going to happen? And what happens is you start to experience this warmth that grows throughout your body and it becomes, and that's the other thing is I thought purging actually was related to feeling ill or sick. And there's none of that. You don't feel ill, you don't feel sick, you feel warm. And internally you can feel it like going throughout your entire body and this kind of radiating heat that builds and builds and builds until you throw up. And it's not hard, it's not difficult. Again, you're so full of water that like it's almost a welcome relief, and you immediately feel better, and you immediately have the internal intense warmth that you're experiencing dissipate as soon as you purge. So it's not difficult, it's not scary, it's not doesn't make you feel sick in any way. It just kind of heats you up internally to the point where you're like, oh, and then let go of the water. And with that, yeah, it was an emotional release. It was a catharsis. It was letting go of a lot of things. And while like I didn't get an immediate effect, like, oh, I feel like, 10 times better. I felt better because I didn't have all that water in me, but it was over the course of the next few days that I noticed it working. And as I was there, I was like, oh, I am looking younger. What is going on with my face? Because arrived looking very much 54. And I left there feeling and looking like I was 34. Like all of my skin was just so much better. Like I was actually so shocked and surprised. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. A lot of people talk about how after their combo experiences, they even experience colors differently. They're walking on the street, looking at trees and looking at the water and looking at the sky is more blue and the trees are more green and the bricks are more red and everything is just more vivid, right? The combo it heals the brain, it heals the body, it heals our emotions and it connects us with the deeper part of us that knows how to heal ourselves, right? And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful medicine. People often ask, well, how do you know where to put the gates? Well, combo needs to be applied by a practitioner. I am a practitioner of combo. I have taken courses in combo. Interestingly enough, the first course that you take when you become a combo practitioner is to treat yourself. Because if we can't treat ourselves, then how are we going to treat others? And so the first course is all about learning how to treat yourself, learning the history of the combo, the medicine, and the various uses and so forth. That's actually a beautiful week of training, and then you go on to your advanced training where you learn how to work with others. Which is actually very beautiful. So the generally applied in a number of different ways. They work on the meridians that acupuncturists use. So we have, these energy meridians, many, many, many of them, and throughout the body. And so the gates can be applied to certain meridians. The gates can also be applied to certain areas where the chakras sit. They can also be applied intuitively. Some practitioners are able to tune in to their client, and they're able to know intuitively where the gates go. We typically start out slow, it grows over time. The magic number for a combo treatment is three. Research has shown that three combo treatments actually produce better results than just doing one. During the retreats, we do three, and you have well, some people, I did not give Dale this choice, but some people have an optional fourth. For Dale, I was like, you're doing a fourth. He was ready. He needed we had to clear some other stuff during that fourth one, which was big, really big.
The last one
And so
was
for
major.
that was exactly, that was major trauma. And the first time, the first day, it's like every participant in the retreat fills out a medical questionnaire. So we have a very extensive medical background. We consult with psychiatric nurse practitioners and other medical professionals on your medical history. I also consult with my mentor, who's been a combo practitioner for many years. And so we look at everything together. And then, of course, we talk to you a lot before you even show up here. And so we know each other by the time you're here. And, Dale said, he's having a lot of pain in his arm. What was going on with your arm? You want to tell them what was going on with your arm?
Yeah, this was really surprising. I wasn't expecting this at all because, like, my left arm, and like for most of my viewers, they understand that I sew and quilt. And so I just was experiencing this massive lockup in my left arm that just would not release. And a clue that I got from it was that after I'm getting a divorce right now, in case you didn't know. After I took my wedding ring off, I had this scar, this red welt that was there that was painful. And my body was really rejecting, what was happening there. And I had my ring off for a couple of months, and then I put it back on just kind of as a last ditch effort to try and, make things with my now ex okay. And my body became even more like allergic to it. It left a horrible, painful scar there. And then anywhere else where I touched the ring on my hands became red welts. And I was just like, it's like I was allergic to it. I couldn't even touch it anymore. And so I carried that through our entire experience together. And it wasn't until the very end where I was getting very clear guidance that I had a soul contract that I needed to break. And it wasn't until I went through that ceremony that my arm stopped hurting. And it's just been getting better and better and better ever since I released that soul contract. But it was a leftover scar from my wedding ring, which is just now starting to dissipate and become normal color again.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's what we targeted first was, the immediate pain, right? If you are someone who has pain, back pain, neck pain, knee pain, whatever, and there are a lot of people that come to us that have been on pain medications for a long time. Now, I just want to tell your viewers that we are not a detox facility, so you do have to come off all of your medications in order to do this retreat. But we help you do that, so don't think you're going to have to do that alone. We have medical professionals that we work with. We also encourage you to go to your doctor and say, "Hey, doc, I'm going to go do this retreat. These are the earth medicines that I'm going to be using. They told me that I need to come off of everything," and then your doctors can help you come up with a tapering plan. I was on so many medications before I did my first plant medicine retreat a while back, and I have not had to ever take any of them again. I haven't had to go back on anything, and I was literally on a pill for everything. And so it's pretty incredible the healing that can happen when you open yourself up to the medicine, and you open yourself up to the truth that we all have the power to heal ourselves. So, yeah, any other combo experiences you want to share about?
Yeah,
Anything else you
I
want
mean,
your viewers to know
and
about combo?
it's a big reason why I'm writing this latest book, and it's called Antiseptic Moron because your guide and teacher and guru, like through much of this, really was speaking to me throughout many of my ceremonies. And you have to read the book in order to understand. But where that title comes from is that I was fighting everything. I didn't know how to surrender. I didn't know how to just be and accept, especially the medicine as it's working through me. Like I was trying to fight and manage and like do all this stuff and get comfortable and a hundred different ways I was fighting. And
Yeah.
he eventually just got really upset with me and he was like, "Be still, you antiseptic moron. You want to control Earth and you want to like be one with nature, and yet you can't even sit still in it." Like he was really upset with me. So that's where the title of the book comes from.
I
His
love it.
your teacher's words to me and his, like
From the astral. Yes, I love
letting
it.
me know
Uh,
where I was in the process as a beginner. And it was really humbling. It was really, it felt sacred. It was a real moment of connection with somebody who wasn't even in the room. And I'd never had that before. And I'm truly grateful for being shown for experiencing it. I'm forever changed because of it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Wow. And the combo preps you for the other medicines as well. A lot of people talk about how they've done psychedelics, right? And they had really dark, scary experiences. They were eaten by snakes, although I think that would be so cool to be. I'd be like, come on, eat me, like bring it on, serpent. I'd love to be a serpent. So like, but some people just have really, really dark experiences and they say, I don't know about doing a psychedelic retreat or a retreat in which you do some psychedelics. Like I just think that I just didn't have such a great experience. And I said, well, number one, did you do your psychedelic journey with a shaman or with a trained facilitator? And they were like, no. And I'm like, well, had you done any work on yourself? And they're like, no. And they're like, and I'm like, okay, well, that's probably why it was kind of dark and scary, And so, during the retreats, we have very experienced facilitators that have been holding sacred space for many, many, many years. And so the sacred space around you is created from the moment that you choose to come on this retreat. And the work actually begins then. It's interesting. The healing starts then. It could be 2 months out if that's when you decide to come. It could be 2 weeks out if that's when you decide to come. Like the healing begins, and we start holding the energetic container for you. And while you're here, you are really surrounded by a lot of safety and a lot of protection in this earth plane and from a lot of other places, which we can go into another day. But you are protected and you are safe. And the beautiful thing about the combo, doing the combo before you do like bufo or psilocybin, is that it kind of eliminates the darkness from your body. And so that stuff doesn't show up, when you do the psychedelics because it's kind of gone.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just like move over to the side, it just goes.
Yeah.
It just goes.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist. And until you've experienced this, you do not know what it is. And because you bring all these old references of drugs, and this is not drugs. This is sacred medicine. And the only energy signature of it is love. Like at no point was I terrified. And at every point was I held, in a sacred space. And like the meeting of my ancestors and that whole experience, which we'll get into, in another video, was just, it was a total paradigm shift for me and my experience on Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so powerful to be a part of these transformations. And it was incredibly special. It was my honor to be a part of yours. And I hope that through these videos that we're doing about your experience and about the various earth medicines that we use here at Merkaba, that people will have a better understanding of what this is all about. And if you're interested in learning more about Kambo, I would suggest going to our website at merkabaretreats.com. And at the top, it says medicine, and then go click that link and go to Kambo and click the Kambo page. And the Kambo page will tell you all about the Kambo frog, about the medicine, about what it treats. It talks about the ceremonies and what our ceremonies at the retreats look like when it comes to Kambo. There are some Kambo practitioners that, they're very, some of them are Western doctors that are now getting certified in Kambo, which is really cool. I think super cool that they're starting to integrate Kambo into their practices. But there are some places where you go into a medical office and you're doing Kambo. We don't treat Kambo like that. We treat Kambo as a sacred earth medicine, and thus it needs a sacred ceremony. And so, before we start, I have Dale come out. There's sage, there's copal. We're cleansing the aura, we're cleansing the space. There's sometimes there's a mantra playing, sometimes there's not. Just depends on what we're working on. It depends on what I'm told needs to happen in that moment. There's a lot of energetic preparation that goes into it, and a lot of things that are happening as Dale's purging that I am doing energetically to clear what's leaving him. Because as you're purging, it's kind of like flying out of your aura, right? And that has to be eliminated too, because I don't want that landing on me, and I don't want that landing on my terrace or any, we got to clean it all up. And so there's a lot of that happens too. A lot of the shamanic practices that I engage in during the combo ceremony is kind of beautiful as well. And then even after he's done and he goes inside, I cleanse the space, I cleanse the mat. Dale takes his bucket of purge and he donates that to the Mother Earth and the plants and the trees outside as an offering. And all of that is cleaned and cleansed. And then finally, I cleanse my auric field and my body so that I'm not carrying around anything that he's let go of. So it's a whole beautiful process, and it's a beautiful ceremony. And I would really encourage you to learn more, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was amazed at how like the kapal and all the preparation of like preparing my energetic field made me feel different. Like you're doing all this like stuff that I don't quite understand, and you got
All the
this.
woo stuff, right? The
Right,
woo
right. And you got
stuff.
all this smoke and stuff that you're doing, but like especially on my feet, I could really sense the shift in my energy and the way that I was experiencing the earth as I walked. It was surprising to me how different I felt. Oh, and the other thing about the combo, and you spell that Kambo?
Correct.
Okay. So the other thing I didn't like quite realize is the healing, especially throughout the several days of doing it, would build and build and build and build. And again, it's not an immediate thing, but over the course of several days of that, like you really start to feel different. You start to feel healed on all levels. Like my energetic field was just gone of all that chatter and noise and trauma and fear and stress and the ego and all of that was just it just went quiet, and I was
Yeah.
able to be present to the moment in a whole new way. I mean, it really is transformational. I mean, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing about your combo experience. I hope that we've given our viewers more information about this incredible medicine. And just FYI, in case you're wondering, combo is legal everywhere in the world except for Australia. In Australia, it is not legal. And in the Amazon, where the combo frogs live, the indigenous tribes of the Amazon this is a very standard practice in their healing. It's like every why would you not use combo to heal yourself? So that just it's kind of we're taking from them and learning from these ancient traditions that are full of so much wisdom, and it's so beautiful. So let's talk soon, and we'll talk about bufo and psilocybin, and continue to keep talking about your beautiful retreat. And like if you're out there and you're wondering, is this retreat right for me? merkabaretreats.com can give you a lot of information. We also just launched our parent company, which is Merkaba Church. The Merkaba Retreats is one of our branches under the beautiful Merkaba Church, which is not your typical church. So if that word scares you, don't let it. Check out merkabachurch.com and you can learn more about who we are and what we believe in and what we do and what our pillars are that we have built the foundation for this beautiful global temple of light. So thanks, Dale, for having me on again. It's so good to see you. And I just wish you the best and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate everything.
Yeah.